When I was in college, I would take a lot of walks in the woods behind my dorm. I'd never felt uneasy until one afternoon I was on a trail I'd walked on 100 times before. Then all of a sudden, I felt like someone was watching me. I turned around to see if someone was there, but nobody was. Perking up my ears, I listened. Nothing, except the usual sounds of the woods. Even so, the strong impression remained that someone was staring at me. I sighed in exasperation at myself. Nobody was there, so nobody could be watching me. I turned back around and gave a start. A guy was standing about 100 feet down the trail, completely motionless, staring at me. I couldn't see his face that well, but he was close enough so that I could see he was smiling. It was not a friendly smile. It reminded me of an evil clown smile without the makeup. I waited a few seconds to see if he moved, but he didn't. He stood absolutely still, the smile unwavering. It made me feel really uneasy. I didn't know what else to do, so I decided to acknowledge him with a little wave. He didn't wave back, he just kept staring at me. By this time, my uneasiness had ramped up to the next level. I wanted to walk away, but I didn't want to turn my back. I also didn't want to go towards him. The safest route seemed to be to walk parallel to him. It would mean getting off the trail, but at least I could keep him in my peripheral vision. In the split second I turned to get off the trail, the stranger vanished. I looked all around me, but there was no sign of anyone. Instead of feeling relieved, I felt even more uneasy. Was he hiding somewhere or creeping behind the trees? It's probably just someone trying to be funny, I told myself. I started picking up my pace, trying to look as casual as possible because I was sure he was still watching. I wasn't too far from my dorm at least. I got back on the trail. I'd only be in the woods a few more minutes. I turned around just to make sure he wasn't there. Drawing my breath in, I saw him far behind me, standing motionless, the smile visible on his lips. I started walking even faster, although I tried to keep myself from looking back. I kept imagining him coming up from behind me, reaching out his hands to strangle me and smiling. Finally, I stole a glance over my shoulder. He was gone. I was practically out of the woods, emerging into the sunlight. I'd never been so happy to see my dorm building. I broke into a run. I didn't care if the guy saw me at this point. Punching in the code at the door, I looked one last time at the woods, half expecting to see him standing at the edge. He wasn't. Feeling much better, I went up to my room. Opening my door, I saw my roommate, looking out the window towards the woods. "You don't see anyone out there, do you?" I asked, because I just had the creepiest thing happen. He turned to look at me, and I realized it wasn't my roommate, it was him, still staring and smiling.